am your host, Destiny Sidwell.
I'm also your host, Sarah Crowley.
And this is Bookmark'd.
And that'll meet my mouth close enough.
Oh my god.
What?
I missed the,
Did you fall?
armrest and I just completely collapsed like that.
Welcome back to Bookmark'd. Welcome to today's episode. Isn't this our first December episode? This is, yeah.
It is, wait for it folks, Destiny's gonna whip out her planner that she has. Hold on. Why am I speaking
I'm
in
pretty
third
sure
person?
this is like...
It's the 5th, December 5th. Happy December 5th,
Happy December
everybody.
5th, everyone. Happy holidays, basically. This is peak holiday season.
Basically, yeah.
Today we have come up with lists, and these lists contain... well, we have two little categories. One is books that we should read, books that we want to read, basically. We've come up with a list of books. Yeah, basically that. We should read. The other one is books that we probably will never be reading. I'm going to put probably because if you see me in 2025 reading one of these, that's fine. But there are books that we probably won't read. But, I'm not going to completely cut them off, but for the most part, I'm not reading them, probably.
You say never.
Yeah.
Because you never know. There's so many, probably if you go back on both of our channels, honestly, at some point we'd be like, yeah, I don't think I'll ever read that. When I first started doing book videos, I'm pretty sure I was like, I'm never reading fantasy books. I'm not doing it. It's just not my thing. It's so crazy. So, you never know.
You never know. You change as a reader. There's different videos we film, so we may stumble upon these, but for the most part, probably will never read them.
Yeah.
Do you have a dote today? Do you have any drinks?
Yeah. Again, guys, I'm sponsored by water. That's always what I have on me, but I have a little Coke, no sugar today. They're little. I always get the, you guys know how I have my little mini Alanis, and then I always have, a mini Sprite Zero or a mini Coke Zero. It's never, an actual can. Yeah,
if there's an option in the store for the mini, I'm going for the mini.
This is all I need, though. Whenever I have a soda, I don't even drink the whole entire thing. This is all I need. I just need, a little...
Just a little something.
What about you? Is it a tea today, or are you going to surprise everybody?
I already drank my tea, so couldn't do that. But I have another Olipop. This one's ginger. Actually, last time when I had the Mountain Ridge? Whatever it was. I made Chris try it after, and he said it tasted like Mountain Dew, so I think it's Mountain Dew dupe.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. That one I think is, confirmed. It's supposed to be Mountain Dew, which... haven't had it so long, so I didn't really realize. This one's ginger ale, but it's cute because it's festive. It has a little mountain guy on it with...
so cute.
With, a necklace on it or something. But I've had this one before. It's
Have
good.
you ever, or has anybody ever had a Sprite cranberry, for the Christmas time?
Mm-mm.
Sorry. The little inhale that I just did was because I just noticed that my... to-do list fell off the wall, but sorry. Moving on. I've always seen it because I'm a Sprite girl. I love Sprite and I love ginger ale, and so I always see the Sprite cranberry comes out for Christmas time. What is it about that?
I've never even heard of it. I don't think I've ever seen a Sprite cranberry. Maybe because I don't look at Sprites. That's not my soda of choice.
What is your soda of choice?
It's a Dr. Pepper or
I knew it.
A Diet Coke.
Yeah.
I love Dr. Pepper.
It is a good soda. It is.
Oh, so good. I'm going to have that next week because I have the mini ones downstairs. I don't do if there's a cherry Coke or you know how at the movies you can get Coke but different flavored Cokes?
Yeah.
I don't really go for the flavored soda.
Guess what? When I go to the movies, guess what my go-to drink is when I go to those machines?
Do you get a slushie?
Oh, no. I hate slushies.
Yeah, I don't like slushies.
Get a ginger ale with vanilla in it every single time. It's because popcorn and candy makes my stomach hurt so bad that I have to have a ginger ale to soothe my stomach a little bit.
I don't think I've ever had a vanilla flavored soda either. That's when I told you I learned about the soda culture and the soda shops and how they have so many combinations. Wouldn't even in my whole entire life thought of putting these combos together ever.
No, but I love those machines that are at the movies. The newer fountain machines where you can just I used to love to do a strawberry Fanta, but I love a good when I was a kid, I loved cherry Coke. I used to go to Sam's Club, and I would get a hot dog and a cherry Coke every single time. Every single time.
I love a movie theater. Okay, I don't at home eat the candy or the popcorn that I do like when I go to the movie theaters. Like I don't like choose to like pick out the candy, eat it at home. So when I go, it's like a little treat. I'm gonna go soon.
Isn't that crazy? That like, so when you go to the movies, you're like, I can't walk in here I can't sit down and watch this movie without a snack and a drink and some candy.
Yeah.
But when you sit down at home, you're like, no, I don't have anything to eat. I'm not snacking on anything. I'm just watching the movie.
Yeah, it's just the movie culture. You can't sit and watch a movie with nothing in your lap. You need something to snack on. We want to thank Book of the Month for sponsoring. We love Book of the Month. If you haven't heard of them, they're an online book subscription service for readers to discover new books and authors that they love. They go through hundreds of new book titles each month and choose from a selection of new and upcoming authors, then send over that curated list for you to pick from.
I love Book of the Month because of the care that they put into their selections each month, and they have helped me find so many new authors and books I've loved that I wouldn't have found without them, and they actually offer the best prices on new release hardcover fiction, as well as free shipping and a loyalty rewards program. You can actually get your first book for just $5 this month with the code TINSEL. That's your first book for just $5 with the code TINSEL. You cannot miss up on this opportunity.
The books that I chose this month was P.S. I Hate You by Lauren Connolly. This one is a brother's best friend book. And then I also chose The 13th Child by Erin Craig. This one is actually a retelling, and I love retellings.
I personally chose The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Allie Carter because obviously we're in the month of December and I want to be holly and jolly with my reads as well. So thank you so much again to Book of the Month for sponsoring today's podcast episode. And don't forget, you guys can get your first book for just $5 with the code TINSEL.
Maybe I'll see Wicked. Are you going to see Wicked?
No.
You don't like musicals?
No, and like, I just never got the Wicked hype because like people loved it on Broadway, didn't they? Like it was like big on Broadway. And my mom, I'm going to a musical this Christmas for my mom. My mom's listening. She like got us tickets to go like around Christmas, some musical.
Oh yeah, she told me about it. It's really fun. You guys are going to have fun.
And I'm like, okay. And I just like do not, something about like people acting and then breaking out into song, I do not like at all.
I love musicals so much. Always have, always will. My favorite movies are musicals.
Did you know that it's a two-parter? I did not know that because they don't say like Wicked Part 1. And then did I see like a trailer or something, or somebody said somewhere, and then I looked into it and I was like, Part 1.
Yeah, so someone posted
two.
a picture at the movie theater of like the screen. It said like Wicked Part 1 on like the bottom. I had no idea either.
Did they already film all of it, or are they going to have to go back and film Part 2?
I feel like they had to have filmed all of it. There's
I
no
feel
way
like they
do
did too, but then why are we splitting it in two parts?
Maybe it's just too long to get it all in. I don't know. But did you see that they, like, in the movie, or while they were filming it, like, Ariana and her, they, like, sang, like, they didn't what's it called?
They didn't, like, dub over it with, like...
Yeah. They didn't, like, record over singing, like, during the filming and the production. They were actually singing, which I think is so cool.
Yeah, I saw a video that they said somebody had filmed, like, outside of where they were filming, and it ended up, like, blowing up on social media because... Like you said, they were singing, and Ariana Grande's, like, singing, like, one of her high notes, and somebody was, like, outside, like, just, like, working, like, I don't know if they were at, like, a construction site or something, like, this person was just, like, working outside or just was outside, and they recorded because they heard her singing from outside of where they were filming at, and it was, like, her, and I was like, her voice is crazy. I don't know how anybody has that range that she has, but...
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna see it at some point. But I always say that, and then I just wait for everything to come out on my TV.
Yeah, I feel like if it's a big blockbuster, like I go and see it like I had to go see We Live in Time when it finally came out in the movies. That was the last movie I watched, but I did secure tickets for Moana 2 for when, like the day before Thanksgiving, so I will be going to see that, even though, again, I do not like musicals, and every Disney princess movie is an animated musical, so we'll just be sitting there.
I feel like only like the newer ones, like when I was younger, like Cinderella, they weren't musicals ever. Like the OG Cinderella movie, is there singing in it?
Yeah,
really?
They have songs from every movie.
When I was younger, I didn't retain any information from anything I watched.
Bippity Boppity Boo, the whole entire Bippity Boppity Boo song. There's the song.
Oh, the Snow White singing to the little.
Yeah. And then Belle, isn't it Belle? Ariel.
Oh,
her
yeah,
whole entire thing that she sings.
Guys, I retract that statement. That never came out of my mouth. Oh, yeah, when she sings about the thingamabobs. Guys, I swear
and
I
then
watched.
her whole entire, like, Like that one.
Oh my god, wow. All of that was removed from my memory, but it's back now.
Is Sarah straight face going, no, but that's more recent? I'm like, no, girl, no, bestie. That's always been a thing with Disney princesses that they sing.
Yeah, but I watched, like, even when I'm watching Gilmore Girls, but, like, when you watch, like, newer stuff, the way that, like, production was back then, I like it more. Like, the way that it's so, like, everything's so clear now, and everything is so, like, high production.
I love the, like, coziness of, like, older shows, the graininess that was in the cameras and stuff. Like, I love that.
It just felt more natural. And, like, like, watching, like, old shows and then watching, like, a new Disney show, it just, nothing hits.
It'll never
doesn't hit.
I love the transitions in Gilmore Girls. La 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 la
yeah.
la.
Yeah.
Or like Hannah Montana was like, ooh,
yeah, that was the best one they've ever had. Like, just random things of her singing.
Like, just like random noises when you get down to it that she's making, and that's like the transition. And then it's like her, like, I used to think, you know, when they moved from Malibu, where did they move in like the last season of the show?
Oh, when she went to school. She went to her like dorm.
Yeah, and like when they're at that big house and she has like a barn, she turned the barn into her room.
Oh my god, I wanted that room so bad.
I wanted that room. I wanted her hair. Like, her hair in that last season. I just remember like being a kid and being like, that's what I want to look like when I'm a teenager.
No, the room I wanted was iCarly's room. She had the little jumping, and like the trampoline to get into her bed. Yeah, that was my favorite, was iCarly's room. Miss those shows.
They were just better. They do it better. Even like would you call Gilmore Girls a sitcom? What would you call that show? I don't even know. Or like a drama. I don't know is it just like a drama?
I feel like it's not even a drama. Let me look it up.
Like Gossip Girl. And
I feel like Gossip Girl is a drama. It says it's a dramedy, not a sitcom. A drama comedy.
Yeah, because it had to be drama of some sort because there's always like something going on. But the OC, One Tree Hill, 90210, like everything back then.
I loved 90210. Well, no, I watched the remake 90210 in high school. Oh my god, I loved that show. It was so good.
I've never seen that. I've never watched Gossip Girl like in its entirety. I think I watched like a few episodes of season 1.
The best show ever.
I've never watched the OC. I've never watched 90210. I've never watched One Tree Hill.
Shows were just better. Gossip Girl is like literally, in my opinion, haven't watched many things, but one of the best shows ever. I've rewatched all of the episodes so many times. It's the only show I watched for like years in college.
Do you know why I can't watch the show? Because, I'm not complaining because it's been so many years, but like one time I had seen something, and I don't know if it was a YouTube video or something, and it showed me the end of the show and like who Gossip Girl was the entire time.
Yeah.
And, like,
I mean, there's so much more to it than who Gossip Girl is. I remember when I watched it, it was like high school, so like whatever, but not many people around me we weren't watching it all at the same time, so like I kept the secret of who Gossip Girl was like hidden until like the last episode, and I was shook. And then afterwards, I was like, how did I not pick up on this? So obvious.
That was like me with like Pretty Little Liars.
They went off. That was like Riverdale, basically the original Riverdale scripting. Like, I remember I used to come home like on Pretty Little Liars days when the episode would come out, and I'd watch it in my mom's room, and we would be live tweeting because that's when Twitter was really big. Everyone would be watching at the same time. Everyone would be tweeting their reactions. I don't remember when I stopped watching it. Probably when it got a little like crazy. Made no sense. I wish they just kept it like one person was A the whole time. It would have been more fun. Like they were just like,
they probably should have.
The storyline didn't even make sense.
They should have ended the show. I feel like sometimes showrunners are so scared of ending something when it has hype. But it's like, but then inevitably what you do is you drive that hype into the ground because you ruin it. Like you ruin the show by having it go on too long. That's how I feel
about Grey's Anatomy. I don't watch Grey's Anatomy, but I can't imagine like people that are still keeping up with it. These are my mom's favorite show, and she stopped.
After season 12. If you know, you know. They should have ended it after season 12.
There's no more show after
that. There's no more show after that. I don't care. I literally, if I ever, and check up on me if I do, if I ever rewatch Grey's Anatomy, again, call a girl up if you hear me saying that I'm rewatching Grey's Anatomy, because I refuse to watch it because it makes me so sad all the time. I never, like, watch past season 12. Ever.
Yeah, I watched in high school up to season 6, I think, and then it got repetitive and I stopped. And that was the same thing with Criminal Minds. I watched in high school, and I watched it up to like what they were up to, which was like season like 10 or something like that. And then I stopped that. And I wish I kept going because that was a really good show. But then I got scared of everything. So
yeah,
probably good I stopped.
There's like sometimes where I'll watch a show and then I get this like dark feeling when watching it. And that happened to me one time with Criminal Minds and I've never watched it ever again.
Yeah. That happened with Gossip Girl. I can't watch season... I forget what season it is. But when I woke up one time in college, that's the show I would watch to fall asleep. It was like, I don't know why the episode just like was freaking me out. I can't watch that season anymore now. I have to start from like season 5.
But once you get that like dark feeling from like, even if it's just like one episode, you're like, I can't even watch this. That happened to me with The Office. The Office. One night I was watching it, and sometimes it's like, maybe it's a negative thing because like when I would be like really, really, really depressed in high school and I would watch a show and I would just feel so like dark sitting there like watching the show in the dark, and then I would be like, I can't watch the show anymore. And that happened with The Office. Like I can't watch it. I cannot watch it.
That's so sad.
I know.
feel that's the opposite of a dark show. I've never watched The Office though.
I loved The Office. Like loved it, but I can't watch it. Still to this day, I can't watch it.
That's so sad.
I know.
They're making a re of The Office.
They're rebooting The Office?
I think so. They talked about it on, what's it called?
Their
Zane
podcast?
and Heath ones.
Oh, the Zane and Heath?
Yeah, because Mariah really likes The Office. She brought it up once.
But my thing is if you're going to do the Office reboot, you have to bring everybody back. No offense when I say this. Not the, like, super side characters that are willing to come back. Like, you have to bring back, like, Steve Carell, John Krasinski, like, Jenna Fisher. Like, you have to bring back everybody.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure they will. I feel like they have to with that show. You can't make The Office with a whole new cast.
I'm still asking for a Reba reboot. Reba, stop trying to do new shows. Just get that reboot going. I know I complain about reboots, but I want a Reba reboot so bad.
I don't think I would ever want a reboot. Someone was saying they want a reboot of, because you know how they're redoing Freaky Friday? Mm-hmm. They want her to do a new Parent Trap. Never do that. If they ever do a new Parent Trap, I will literally freak out. They'll ruin it.
I think also because their mom, the woman who played the mom, died in real life, so I don't think they would ever even do that.
Oh, so horrible. Yeah, I hope not, because that is my favorite movie, and I don't think you could ever.
Because the big part of the Parent Trap was their parents, so you can't really you know what I mean? I just also feel like that's distasteful to do.
Yeah, people were like asking for it because they see that like Lindsay Lohan's like acting a lot more now. Or, like, in a lot more things. I can't
wait to watch that movie that's coming out on Netflix of hers, that Christmas movie that's coming out. Why am I eating that up? Why am I watching it as soon as it comes out? I don't even know if it's out yet, but I'm watching it.
I feel like, I don't know if it's out. I feel like it might be.
With Ezra from Pretty Little Liars? Sign me up.
Wait, is it really?
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't watch the trailer.
It's a new one. Like, it's coming out this year. It's not like, she did another one like a year or two ago with Netflix.
Oh, you're not talking about Falling for Christmas with the blonde guy.
No, I'm talking about, I forget what it's called.
Our Little Secret.
Let me see.
She's
my God. On holiday.
It is Our Little Secret. I cannot believe Ezra from Pretty Little Liars is in it.
No, and let me tell you, watch the trailer. It's like a second chance. It looks like it's going to
so I need to watch it. I'm sorry, when I was, 14? I loved Ezra.
Isn't that crazy that they, like...
Sue me.
No, but it's crazy that the showrunners made that a plot, and they were like, and you have to root for, like, Ezra and Arya to be together. It's like...
I was pissed when her dad punched him and was like, get out of our house right now. I was like, what do you mean? They're in love.
But think about that. That's insane that the showrunners were really putting that ideas and, like, because the audience was very young for that show. So that was crazy that they were like, screw her dad for wanting to punch this grown man that's dating a 16-year-old.
Yeah. It's not like she was even in college. She was completely underage.
She was literally supposed to be a high schooler. And he's literally like, what, 23, 24?
Yeah, he was a new professor. Yeah, that's actually so insane. Thinking back on that one.
But yeah, as a kid, knowing no better, you were like, God, her parents suck. Why don't they just let her be with him?
Literally what I was saying. I was pissed. They had to, like, secretly hang out. Well, anyway.
Had to go on that rant. Sorry, guys, for jumping down the rabbit hole, but we'll get to what you're all, baby. Is that the song? What you came for?
What you came for, yeah.
Oh my God. Also, I'm just going to go on one little tangent. I have not stopped. You guys know how I went through my phase with the British accent and then I stopped doing it for a while? It's unfortunately back. Unfortunately, we're so back because I've been watching.
Unfortunately.
We've been watching.
It's kind of fun.
hold up. Just me and all my personalities have been watching the Harry Potter movies. So I'm...
Oh, you're watching them along with the books?
Yeah. And so I'm like halfway through the second movie right now, and I love the movies. They're so funny.
Okay.
Like, they're actually funny.
Like, the same with the, what's it called?
The books?
The books.
Oh, yeah. They stayed, like, very, honestly, surprisingly, very, very, very similar to what happens in the book so far. But, they just talk like they're so British. They're so British. And it just makes me, like, I was recording the reading vlog, and I was, like, talking like them. I was like, I'm sorry, guys. I know this is really annoying. I need to stop.
You're going to start thinking in their accent. Wait, are you going to read the fan fiction after it's all over?
What is it called?
Manacled?
Manacled. It's like a Draco Hermione fanfic if, like, Voldemort won, what life would have been like. I don't know. It's long. It's a long. It's like
fanfics go crazy. Yeah.
But I've heard that it's great. Like, people, it's getting turned into a real book, isn't it? I feel like we've talked about that on the pod before.
Yeah, people like it better than the, like, actual Harry Potter series.
Yeah, because it's like, you like the Harry Potter series when you're younger, and then you're grown up and you like reading about, like, it's like a romance, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. One day I'll get there. I'm in no rush for this, but one day I can't live my life not knowing anything about Harry Potter.
No, that's what I was like, I literally have to. And now it's like all my YouTube homepage too, because I'll just like look up Harry Potter funny moments, because the movies are genuinely so funny, like so funny, and that's all that pops up.
Funny. That's great.
Okay, we're ready.
Okay, we're ready now. Let's start with books we need to read. Maybe we'll start with those first.
Start with the positivity.
Positivity. Positivity.
We'll start with the positivity. So, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. I said, I just wrote Brandon Sanderson. I guess in my brain, I'm saying Mistborn, because that's the, like, one book I have from him, and I know that's probably, is it one of his biggest series? I feel like it's where people tell you to start with him. So I feel like it's one of his biggest series. I just feel like he is, like, he's, like, up there with, like, what, George R.R. Tolkien. What's the dude from Game of Thrones? I forget the author's name. Like, he's, like, up there with them for, like, fantasy. So it's, like, you need to read Brandon Sanderson, like, at least once.
I have The Women by Chris and Hannah. I need to read this book.
Yeah, I love that book so much.
I went to Chris's grandma's surprise 80th birthday party. And
which, congratulations.
Yes, happy birthday. We went back to our house for cake, and she had The Nightingale on her table, and I told Chris's aunt, I was like, have you read this one yet? Because she reads. And she's like, no, but you need to read The Women. And I was like, I know. So it's on my list.
It is such a good book. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I have to read that one.
Okay. I said Remarkably Bright Creatures. I feel like you could not escape this book at the end of last year / beginning of this year, because it was like one of, did it win Goodreads Best Fiction? I forget, or it was like up there. And I feel like everybody talks about this book and they love it. And I've heard what the book is about. I've just never, I see it at Target. Every single time I see it at Target, I'm always like,
it's one book you can't escape.
No, it's like everywhere. You see it and it's like a constant reminder that, like, I should read that at some point. But it's not like, I guess I would need somebody to, like, rave about it to me, because, like, I just don't, it's not getting me there on its own.
That's okay, but it's everywhere, so I feel like one day you're going to pick it up.
I know.
You'll be fine. Okay, my next one is Quicksilver by Callie Hart. This one I started over the summer, and it stares at me every time I open my Kindle, and I have a weird feeling I'm really going to like it. It literally stares at
you every time you open up your Kindle.
That guy on the cover, he stares at me.
That's what I'm
scares
saying.
Me a bit.
Literally.
It's one of those where I feel like I'm going to love it so much that now I'm pushing it off because of how much I think I'm going to really enjoy it, so I need to get to this one.
Okay. My next one, The House on the Cerulean Sea. People just, like, love
read
this.
That?
No.
What?
People People love this book. And I know, I think I started it back in, like, 2021, 2022, but I don't think I ever finished it. But, like, I didn't even, like, get far enough into it. And all I think about when I think about this book is how Sarah told me when she was reading it last year, and then she kept doing this to me.
Oh my god, there's one. If you read the book, you know the one kid that really so bad wants to be a bellhop at a hotel,
Like, that is
and he
so
just like wants
cute.
it. Oh my god, Destiny, you're gonna love it. It's so cute.
But all in my head I think about is that character that Sarah told me about, and then I think about how like Sarah just constantly when we were together she would like put her hand out like for a tip. Like she'd
I
keep
miss
doing
him so
it.
bad.
She would just be like,
Because that's what he would
Money.
do. He would like be so happy to take the guy's like suitcase to his room, and then he'd be like, "Tip."
tip?
Oh my god, there's one scene that's so good. Okay, this one you didn't like this book, but I need to read it. This one is The Secret History, only because how much I really loved If We Were Villains. Everyone just says that this is like it in a different font, so I have to do it.
I just don't even feel like that's a true sentiment. I feel like The Secret History is really weird. You should read it. I just honestly, it's one of those books where I got more than halfway into it and I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah. So you either love it or you hate it.
Yeah, pretty much. That's like what I've seen. It's like one of those books where you either love or hate it. That's pretty much the consensus of it. I have Pride and Prejudice. Listen, we can talk until the cows come home about how many classics we need to read, and it's like, we get it. We get it. But Pride and Prejudice is one of those where I feel like it's just like a, what would you call it? Like, even in, like, pop culture and everything, it's, like, so engraved in, like, everybody's just, like...
It's in, like, a lot of
just
romance
references
books.
it. Yeah.
The contemporary ones.
Yeah, they talk about Pride and Prejudice. They take inspiration from it. It's, like... What is it? What do people say? They try to say enemies to lovers or something? Like, that's, like, the OG, like, enemies to lovers.
One character from that book, I don't know the name of it, but in every, like, contemporary romance, when they're talking about it, they're like, he's acting like...
Mr. Darcy.
I don't know. Is that who it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
They always reference that.
I've started Pride and Prejudice a few years ago, and then I couldn't get over the way it was written. But now I feel like I can.
Yeah. Okay. I have Lessons in Chemistry. I don't know.
I can't believe you... See, in my brain, this is a book that I thought you read. I thought you read this book.
I was going to for a video. I had, like, bought it onto my Kindle, and then I never ended up reading it.
Yeah, I remember this.
So it's been sitting there since then. Yeah, and I really need to read it. It's become a show or something like that. Everyone's read it. I feel like it's just one of those, like, historical fictions. As a woman, I have to read.
Yep, yep. My next one is a book that I should read, and I'm telling you, it's a book that I'm going to have read by the end of the year, which we are vastly approaching. So, is that the correct word? I don't know. Who cares? Who cares? Yeah. Okay. Babel. I tried to read this book back in 2020. Was it 2023? Yeah, back in 2023. And I've, like, tried to pick it up a few times, but I'm ready for it. It's, like, people, like... I've seen some people, like, sob over this book. I need to know why. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you ever see people like The Nightingale and, like, other books where they're just, like, crying by the end of it, and you're like, and I need to know why.
Yeah.
And people just love Babel. Like, they love it so much. They think it's, like, a masterpiece, so... I'll be the judge of that. Not really, guys.
I'll wait for you to read it. Then I have not sure which one comes first, but Mortal Instruments World.
Mm-hmm. The Mortal Instruments.
Really late on this one. It's on my TBR, but I haven't gotten to it because of how big the world is. I need to knock some series out of my list before I start that one because it's so big. But I think if I were to start it, it'd probably be over the winter time. I feel like it just makes sense in my head. So that's my next one.
I would say, for me, The Infernal Devices, because I read the first 3 of the Mortal Instruments, and now I need to go into the Infernal Devices. And the Infernal Devices is like a prequel. So you read the Mortal Instruments, the first 3, and then you go into the Infernal Devices, and then you go back into the Mortal Instruments. That's the extent of which I know of how the Cassandra Clare universe works. I don't know how the rest of it works together in tandem, but I need to read the Infernal Devices series. Because people say that that's their favorite of, like, all of Cassandra Clare's books is the Infernal Devices series.
My next one is In the Holidays by Christina Lauren, their holiday book. I have every single holiday season looked at this book and said I need to read this and never have.
I read it, like, a few years ago, I think.
It just got... I don't know what... They posted about it. I think it's becoming... Or they're making it into a movie or something like that. So I think I need to read it finally. I don't know if this season's going to be it, but... okay. Then I have part of a series I'm reading. the third book in Ember in the Ashes.
I knew that once you said the series I'm reading, I'm like, it's got to be an Ember in the Ashes book.
I don't know why I haven't read it yet, because I really liked the second one. So it's one that I, like, really should read before I, like, forget the whole entire plot. And then the last one I have is called Collide. It's a hockey romance by Bal Cabra. This one I bought on my Kindle when we did the 24-hour readathon, you mean Haley. Remember when I randomly bought it? And I was like, I'm going to read this and never did. So I probably should read it because it's been downloaded on my Kindle. A lot of people say that they like it. And it stares at me on my Kindle as well.
You know, I came up with a few more in my brain.
Okay.
I would say, I think it's called My Brilliant Friend. It's My Brilliant Friend. I think it was the number 1 on the New York Times top 100 books of the last decade. So, need to see what that's about. What's going on? What's going on with that? And then I have a few books that one day I just like went crazy and I downloaded a bunch of books on my Kindle.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just
then they just sit there and you're like, I probably need to get to these. Yeah.
And I can't tell you guys the last time. Actually, no. Yesterday was the last time in like a long time that I had read on a physical book. Like I had not read a physical book Kindle. In such. I only read on this thing. I only read on it. I do not.
I started a book yesterday. It was a newer release, so it didn't come out. It's not on Kindle yet. There's no audiobook, and it's a hardcover, and I'm reading it, and I couldn't get it in any other form, not on Libby or anything. I put it down. Yeah, it's not the time.
I was reading The Wedding People yesterday, and it was a hardcover. I can't remember the last time that I've genuinely just like read a whole entire book on the physical copy. Nevertheless, a hardcover. I would probably say. Oh, I need to read The Traitor Queen. This is the second book in the Bridge Kingdom series. I loved the Bridge Kingdom, and then I just did not go on with the next book, but I know the next book's going to eat because of what happened at the end of the first one, so I need to read that one. Also, let me see, what all do I have on this Kindle?
I have, like, all just read, well, I read Nocticadia recently, and I have Anathema by the same author downloaded. Really need to read that one because I liked Nocticadia. And I also have the Book of Azrael that I've been hearing such good things about.
Oh, yeah, I downloaded that. I started that, like, last week or something, but I literally read, like, the first page and then gave up. Oh, my God, I have The Secret History on my Kindle. I bought it.
You know what I need to read?
What?
5 Survive. I feel like I'm the last person to read that book.
Oh, my gosh, I can't believe you haven't read that book still.
I know. I have the audiobook downloaded, like, from Audible from so long ago.
Have
you ever heard the Guild series?
Is that where it's like golden? The main character is literally golden.
Yeah. I've had the first book downloaded
made of gold
for so long. So maybe that's a new series for next year.
Okay. I also have Where Sleeping Girls Lie. That's up for one of the best young adult books this year. I have Horror Movie and Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. That's like some that I bought on my Kindle that I feel like I need to actually read. I don't know why I just like I just felt like I needed to buy those on the Kindle. I don't know why.
Now we have books we probably won't read.
Yeah.
I have quite a few.
I only got 7. I told Sarah that for some reason this was really hard for me to come up with books. And I'm better on the spot sometimes, I think. So,
all right. Maybe when I say mine, you'll be...
Yeah.
It'll spark.
Yeah.
Okay. First one I have is 1,000 Broken Pieces. This is the second book after... What's it called? 1,000
Boy Kisses.
1,000 Boy Kisses.
1,000 Hearts.
I forgot what it was. It was a heart
on it. Do you remember when we were in New York and I was telling you and Rachel about the epilogue on that and you guys were like, I don't remember that being the epilogue. And I was like, I'm telling you guys, this was the epilogue in the book.
I remember reading it like however many years ago it was. I've never cried so hard to a book in my life, but it is, looking back, a bit of a cringy book and just I don't think I would continue.
It's very young. I feel like it reads like for like 12, like really, really new young adult. Like you're kind of getting out of that. I know, but it's like it still doesn't deal with it in a way that's like it deals with it in a very like off-screen type of way. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like you don't see any of these things like like it doesn't describe things in detail of like what's happening.
Yeah. It was a very interesting story, but I don't think I would read.
My first one, Credence by Penelope Douglas.
Well, I have that one too. Let me delete that one.
Like, I don't even think you could pay me, actually. This was the first one I thought about. Literally, because, okay, on any list, anytime I've ever said this, I'm like, yeah, Credence by Penelope Douglas is a big no from me. It's not for me. I guess is the simplest way I can put it. It's just not for me.
Yeah. I've heard enough about the plot and seen so many people read it.
I know everything that happens in the book. I, like, watch YouTube channels that will, like, tell you.
The other one I have is another Penelope Douglas. I don't know if it's in the same world, but it's the Five Brothers one, where I think there's 5. Well, very self-explanatory. But I don't think I would ever, along with Credence, read that one.
I actually don't think I would read anything else by Penelope Douglas. I had my time, like, trying to get through their books. Is the Devil's Night series their series?
Yeah. It's Corrupt.
Like Corrupt.
Yeah.
All that. I also tried to read that, and those are just insane. And I was like, this just isn't for me.
Yeah, I don't think that's for me either. I think I unhauled the first book in... Oh, wait, no, maybe I still have that one. I don't know, but I've had that book for a while. Thought about that book, too. I don't think that those stories I would enjoy. This one might hurt. Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. I think I was in the minority that didn't absolutely love Better Than the Movies, and I think Nothing Like the Movies is for people that love Better Than the Movies, and I just, not that I don't care. Yeah, I don't really care.
I would say even if you really liked Better Than the Movies, I would say don't read Nothing Like the Movies. I read Nothing Like the Movies, and I personally thought it was useless and ruined the relationship that they had.
Oh, no. Mm-hmm. I was excited when she announced it because...
Yeah.
It's just exciting when you're getting, like, another book in the same world. But as it, like, was coming out or, like, getting closer to the date, I just found myself, like, not wanting to read it. So I don't think I ever will. Okay.
My next one is The God of the Woods. Finally tapped out with this one. When I tell you guys, I tried to read it first in August, tried to read it again in September, tried to listen to the audiobook in October, and I tried to pick it back up again like a few days ago. I can't do it. I don't care. I think it's so boring. I think it's mind-numbingly boring. It's about, like, a rich family, and it's like, okay, I've read this however many times in thrillers, and it's not, like, the story is not interesting at all. At all. Not even their secrets or anything are interesting, where I'm just like, holy crap, you guys are the dullest people I've ever met in my life, and it's, like, 450 pages, and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
I still have that on my TBR. I am gonna try it out, though.
You should. Well, because you're more of, like, a thriller girl than I am, and it's not a thriller. This is also something that I've gotten. People are like, well, it's not a thriller.
This one, like, falls along the probably won't read, so if I ever read this in the future, don't recall this video or this podcast episode, but I have Long Way Down from the Addicted series.
I say this because this is something me and Sarah have talked about at length many times, and it's just one of those things where she's like, I'll read it eventually, and I'm like, no, I don't think you will.
I personally feel like I've completed the series in my brain because I know everything that happens in this book. I've looked up every single plot line in this book, but it's on my physical, like, I haven't read it yet, so, like, it's on my list of, like, TBR, like, it's on my physical TBR still, because I haven't finished this one or the one after it, but in my head, probably will never ever read this book.
I think for you to actually ever read this book in the future, it would be like you would have to do, like, a reread of the Addicted series, because then you'd be,
going back into it is crazy.
No, like, you would have to, like, be rereading this series for you to want to, like, pick up Long Way Down.
Yeah, it's true.
Also,
I'm not connected as I was when I was reading the series, because I've read those, like, back to back.
My next one is Game of Thrones. I will never read the Game of Thrones books. I just know this about myself. I will never do it. It's like hard enough for me to ever want to watch this show, which my dad also started watching Game of Thrones. He told me this the other day when we were in the car. He was like, oh yeah, I started watching Game of Thrones. I'm already on season 6. And I was like, he's like flying through. He's like, it's a little bit too gory and dark for me sometimes, though. Like, it's just, like, so violent. And I said, well, why didn't you watch House of Dragon? It's not, in my personal opinion, I don't think because you've watched a little bit of Game of Thrones. I don't think House of Dragon is anywhere near in anything explicitly like how Game of Thrones is. And my dad was like, but I thought you had to watch it after. I was like, it's a prequel. Like, it's about Daenerys' bloodline. That's what it is. So, I will never read the books.
The next one I have, and when I was scrolling through, like, some of, like, the Goodreads list, this one I came across. I was like, yeah, probably never read that. It's Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey, the golfing one, where he's wearing khakis, and it says, like, who
that
did...
we made fun of at length. No, touch her and you'll die. Touch her and you die.
You cannot be wearing khakis on the golf turf, whatever it is, saying things like that. It literally, every time we talk about this, it reminds me of like a frat boy.
No, he is a frat boy, I thought.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought. Maybe
I just
I'm wrong,
think
but
I would
thought
get
he
so
was a frat
icked
boy.
out. He's giving frat boy. And he's giving me the ick. Just on the cover, I'm getting the ick. So.
No, same. Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Okay.
This next one of mine, crazy considering like us a month ago. This one I would probably put as like probably, but considering the fact that I did at length multiple times try to get into the first book and couldn't do it, the Zodiac Academy. Listen, it had its time.
Okay.
It had its time where I was like interested in trying to get into it, but I just personally am like, do I want to, or is it because everybody's talking about it, so I feel like I want to be like a part of the conversation?
I had a friend tell me everything that happens in the entire series, every single spoiler, and I actually think if you push through the few books, I think you would enjoy how insane that it gets, because it truly does. Like, people aren't lying.
Insane in like a I can't believe this is happening way, and insane in like a I like where this is going way.
No, insane like I can't believe this is happening entertaining way. Like, you wouldn't be able to put it down like Inseparable. Like, maybe you'd give it a 2-star, but you would be entertained the whole time. One day I would listen to them because I want to see how it all goes down, since I know kind of what happens.
Maybe. And like I said, this one was more of like a probably, like I'm not writing it off forever, but it's more of like a don't hold your breath type of thing. Maybe
I would like your reactions to these books.
Maybe to get into the series, I would have to listen to like the first few. And then if I could get into them enough, I would read them like on my Kindle.
Yeah, the plots
maybe. That's a big maybe.
I put Haunting Adeline.
Oh my god, that was my next one. I like Cat and Mouse duet.
Yeah. It's along with like the Credence and the Corrupt. It's just I don't think I'm a dark well no. Is Mafia dark romance?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't want to say
like
I'm not.
Considered it. I think people would like split it into its own category, but it is dark romance because they are doing.
Yeah. So I wouldn't really say I'm not a dark romance. Like, I wouldn't read dark romance. I just think from what I've heard of this one, I'll probably never read it. And I don't want to cut off like a stalker romance, because I saw what's that book that people were reading recently and listening to? It's a stalker romance, but it's funny. Like, it's comedic. I really want to listen to it. Oh, I forgot the name of it. It has a blue and black cover.
I think I saw this and I almost put it down as like I will never read this book.
No. I really want to listen to it. I heard it's funny.
I had like heard things, but I didn't know it was comedic. I just knew it was another stalker.
Let me see if I can find it. I think it's like called Lights Out or something. I might have made that up. Oh yeah, it is called Lights Out by Navessa Allen. It has a skull on the cover.
Yeah,
it's a stalker romance like I'm Hunting Adeline is, but make it a comedy, I guess. I don't know. See,
my thing is that I read, I think 30 to 40% into the first book because I was really trying to read it for like a book for a video one time, and then I got so like, just in my own opinion, it really disturbed me of like what was happening in the book, and I was like, I can't do it. Personally, I can't do it.
Very valid. Okay. Do you have any other ones?
Yeah. My Year of Rest and Relaxation.
Yeah, I feel like you'd hate that book. Okay, I have Lady Macbeth by Ava Reed. It has like the hot pink writing. It's this one.
Yeah.
Only because I've read A Study in Drowning, and I don't think it would be for me, like her writing. Because the Study in Drowning, I think it was like a folk type of fantasy. That's it. That's the only
People
reasoning
love that book, The Study in Drowning.
I did not like that book at all.
My next one is crazy. This is my next and last one. You've Reached Sam.
Okay.
This is a book.
I've seen that book for so long.
the plot of this book, so there's certain books, like, I do enjoy, like deeper, sadder storylines, but sometimes I get very paranoid. Does anybody know what I mean when I say I get paranoid reading books with this type of storyline? It's my worst fear, and I almost, like, my anxiety cannot read a book like this.
Like a loved one dying? Or
yeah,
like the way that they,
like in the book, her boyfriend dies, and then she's, like, constantly, like, getting phone calls from him, like, calling
yeah, I'd
his
probably
phone.
just cry the whole book.
No, but it's, like, my worst fear, and I'm like, I can't even, like, let this into my life. Like, I'm so terrified of, like, evil. Like, so I probably could never, ever, 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 ever read it.
That's valid. I remember every time I went to Barnes, like, for so many years, would always see that book and be like,
I literally have
should
it,
I
I
read
think.
it? Oh, you do?
Because I wanted to read it, because I love sad books. But it's like, this is the type of sad that would, like, make me very paranoid and crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. All of my next ones are part of series that I'm not going to continue, so.
Okay, T.
Just going to name them all off. First one. This one's a probably, but, like, I don't think I'm going to. It's the Spectacular. It's, like, the holiday novella for Caraval.
I literally have only ever read Caraval. I'm never continuing the series, ever.
Yeah. I enjoyed the trilogy in the series. I think it's fun. It's a fun YA series, but I didn't like it enough to read the novella, I don't think. Like, I don't really care to read the novella, but it's beautiful. Every time I see it at Barnes, I think it's beautiful. And then I have Iron Flame. No interest.
I don't blame you. That book was just a whole lot of nothing, honestly.
Yeah, it was first no interest because I just didn't really care too much, but then I was waiting for it to come out and see people's reactions, and then people just didn't really like it. I was like, okay, I'm just not going to ever continue this. I'll just read all the spoiler summaries because I am nosy and want to know what happens.
Yeah.
The next one, I think I'm, like, cutting myself off from the series. It's The Games Untold, like, the next Inheritance games. I think I'm done. I think she's taking it too far.
I think I got to 60% of, what was the most recent one? The Grandest Game?
I read it on my Kindle. I don't remember what. Yeah, because the Brothers Hawthorne and the Grandest Games came out.
Yeah. I got 60% into it, and then, it has to be, not saying, like, the writing was bad, but just the complete disinterest that I had.
Yeah.
Where I was over 60% to the book, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
even
still
finishing
love her writing. Like, she's such a fast-paced, like, YA books, but, like, the world that we're still in, I think I'm letting go.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. Take a tip from
She's
Elsa.
Yeah.
And just let it go, girl. And, oh my God. And then there's a novella coming out. Like, I'm just like, girl, drop it.
Leave me out of it.
Leave me out of it and stop doing it. Because, like, write something else.
I hope she does, though, because I would love to read something else by her.
I would love to read something else by her. Write something else. Please.
Hopefully she's in the works on something.
Yeah.
I have Golden Sun, the next in the Red Rising.
That's actually...
Won't catch me.
Actually a book that I'm like... I have to finish it before the year's over. No, I have been like 70 to 80% through the book for like 2 months now. Because did I ever say this anywhere? I've been audiobooking it because I just decided that this is a series that I have to audiobook.
I saw when you updated your Goodreads. I thought you were reading it.
No, I've still been like 70 to 80%. Like, if I showed you guys the book right now, I am almost done with it. And it's just, it's the most conflicted I've ever felt about anything in my life. I don't think I could even rate this one either. But I fell asleep, like, listening to the audiobook and literally had such a bad nightmare that I wanted to throw up.
Oh, okay.
Because of, like, they're gruesome and, like, dark and so much violence. And I'm like, I don't know if this is for me.
But not in, like, an entertaining way. Like, the first one was just, like, what are we doing, actually?
No.
I don't think I'll ever continue it, but I did look up spoilers because I'm so interested in why people love it so much.
I will probably finish Golden Sun and then never pick up another book in the series.
Yeah, you're that far through. Just complete the rest.
No, I have to finish it, but I will never finish the series ever.
My next one is Fly Away by Kristen Hanna, the sequel to Firefly Lane.
Mm-hmm. Never.
I'm like so okay with the way Firefly Lane ended. I don't think I would need to know what's happening after that one is completed.
Sometimes let your imagination run wild with what happened after a book. We don't need to see it written down. It's fine.
Yeah. sometimes I would like to know what's happening after a book. Like, I would love like a little novella on the characters. But this one, I feel like it was
the way
perfect.
this ended, it's like, I'll just imagine.
Yeah. The last one is actually hard for me to say because I just watched your video and you gave the first one a really high rating. And I didn't know that until after I made my list, and it's Apprentice to the Villain.
Oh, I just think that it's so much fun to me. Like, it was such a fun fantasy, and I really like the guy in the book.
Yeah, everyone thinks it's so fun. I'm so upset that I don't. I'm so sad that I didn't really like it. Maybe it was just like a
it's
right
a little
book,
different.
wrong time.
It's a little different to me, and I like it. It's quirky, it's fun. I like that it's like a fairy tale, but instead of her being with the prince, she's with the villain, and he's not like...
I wanted to like it so bad. It felt so long to me. It was like never ending.
I thought the book flew by. Like, I read it in like no time.
I know. I also read it over the summer. Maybe it was like the wrong book to read over the summer.
Who knows? We'll never know.
We'll never know because
we didn't live in the reality where you didn't read it in the summertime. So
I know. Crazy, like when you read a book, like when you read the book specifically, what time
I think it
of the
affects.
year,
There's
month.
so many things that affect it. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Like I could give a book 5 stars at like one point, but the time I'm reading it, it's not good to me.
Yeah,
it's so crazy. Reading is crazy.
Yeah,
that's all I had though.
Yeah, that's the takeaway from today's podcast episode, everybody, is that reading is crazy. And let us know down below what books that you guys have that you should read and that you'll never read, and really
it's so
anything
interesting.
you want. Yeah, it's very interesting to see like where the line in the sand is of like, I will not pick this book up.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of mine were like series I probably won't want to continue.
Which valid. Just, like, series take up so much of your time. Don't waste your time if you don't like a series, y'all.
Especially a long one. Oh my god, don't commit to like a 6 or 7 book series if you're not enjoying it.
And it's okay to not finish a series. Like sometimes I feel like we can get trapped into like, I started it though, I need to finish it. It's like, no, you don't.
Yeah. Look up every spoiler. It's actually kind of, it makes me feel really good when I look up spoilers. It's like I was missing something, but now I know the plot.
Yeah. Do
like
that.
I just wasn't going to continue Zodiac either, but now that I know everything, I feel...
That's crazy. Because all of my motivation would go out the window as soon as I knew everything that happened.
I feel like I had FOMO. That's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I feel like I understand.
Well... Everybody, let us know the FOMO that you have down below and anything else that you want. Remember to always leave a positive, kind review. It really helps the podcast out in ways that I'm not too sure on, but I hear everybody else say it. So I know that it's a good thing because they wouldn't say it if it wasn't. So we hope you enjoyed today's episode, everybody. Follow us on the Instagram, follow us on the YouTube, keep up with us everywhere, and stay tuned. And we won't tell you for what, but just stay tuned. That's it.
We will tell you for what, because we have a very special announcement in next week's episode.
Bye.